Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about KPop Demon Hunters. Again, it won the box office this weekend, and this is like several weeks after it's already been available on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. It's been number one for weeks too, and it's probably going to end up being the number one Netflix movie ever.
This is unprecedented. I mean, this is like another Minecraft moment where is like this thing just wound up blowing up into something way bigger than anybody could have anticipated. And the fact that they put it in theaters weeks after it was already available to stream on Netflix and it still beat everything else is just absolutely insane.
Well, I can tell you why. Because a couple things here. One, they did everything right. They made it an event. They made it limited. So there's demand. There is, FOMO. They made it an event, and they made it like a fandom event where fans could connect, fans could enjoy it together. You don't have to be alone. And with the trend of isolation in society, which we're going to talk about in another video, especially in younger people, they want to be part of something. And this was something that it reminds me like when we were younger, and anytime there'd be a Star Wars movie or some big event movie that everybody would go to, and then you'd have like the midnight showing, and everybody show up in costumes, and everybody's excited, and you could just feel the excitement and the energy, and you're part of it. That's what this was for this generation, and it wasn't just kids; it was adults, it was older people, men, women, children across the board were coming to these theater sing-alongs, and they're singing and participating. And it's that same energy you just don't find now. So I'm very, very excited to see that they found a way to bring that back, because we've been missing it. Like Star Wars is a corpse. There's no energy or excitement about it, but there used to be excitement and energy, and everybody'd be so happy, and it was like a big thing, like a big fandom thing. And now it's just like, everybody just does, you go, a few people show up maybe. They made it an event. They made it limited. So even though it's available for streaming, they turned it into something people wanted to pay for to be part of. It was really smart.
That's very smart. And I think they were trying to do that with Freakier Friday too. They're like, hey, everybody go to the theater and have fun watching.
It wasn't going to do that. It didn't, because didn't have the same viral fan base.
No.
That, that's what Minecraft too, because it started out slower, but it picked up because everybody wanted to go there and do the chicken jockey stuff. And it was like a big cultural phenomenon, once again, for that, younger people especially. And they went in there because they wanted to be part of something. And it became like all these theaters were selling out because you're a part of it. You have to be, it's like the connection, the being part of something bigger, having a fandom that's super excited to be there. And it gave you a reason to go to the theater to spend money. It wasn't just you were expected to do it. A lot of people don't have money, but they had a choice. They could go be part of something or just go see the next whatever and just be there by themselves. They're going to pick to be part of something for the most part.
And you can kind of see this with, concert films or even going to a concert. Like, people go to a concert. Yeah, they have the albums. They have the albums at home.
Right, yeah.
But they want the shared experience. They want to be able to see their favorite performers on stage. And mostly, though, I think it's about the audience. I mean, the performers are there, obviously, but like it's more about the excitement, the energy, I think, of the audience. And
that shared experience.
Yeah, you can't replicate that at home.
And Star Wars has been failing at it for, quite a while now. It used to be, that's what it was. And they did the re-releases, remember?
Yeah.
People had it at home. Theaters were still full. I mean, granted, it was like George Lucas wouldn't change stuff, some of it really stupid. But the theaters were really full because everybody was excited there was Star Wars in the theater again, and they want to be part of it. And it's kind of like that.
I remember going to see the, episode 4 now, but the original Star Wars, the special editions, and everybody was like whooping and hollering and cheering when they blew up the Death Star.
Lines around the line for the theater was clear around the building.
It was packed. I think they had, I know they had like a limited release, but it feels to me like there's some overlap, because I know a lot of people at least wanted to see the original Star Wars on the big screen again. And it's so weird to think about now, because I'm like, it was definitely a different time, because Star Wars was the K-pop Demon Hunters of the day. And it was a huge cultural icon for decades, and then like within 10 years of Disney buying it, they just like ran it into the ground.
They found a way to destroy it. And when they did the special editions, it was years after the original release. Everybody had it on DVD, or at the time it was
20
VHS.
years,
Everybody had it already. And they didn't need to go to the theater to see it again, but they did. They didn't even have to put special edition stuff on it. They just re-released it. People would have showed up. I know, like, this was before you could buy tickets, pre-buy them before you could go. Like I said, the line was around the building. It was insane. I was like, I wasn't first, but I was like second in line. And I spent all day there with my friend, and the line was just wrapped. And that's because everybody want to be part of it. And that's kind of what this is. People want to be part of it. And Cinemark was smart. They added a bunch more showings. Like, they started with a couple, and then they added a bunch more because the demand far exceeded what the supply. So they're like, well, we're not limited here other than the 2 days. So they added more showings. And that's why they think it's going to do a lot better than they thought, because they thought 15 million maybe. Now they're talking 18 to 20 million. We won't know for sure. Netflix doesn't release numbers. But it's definitely going to beat Weapons.
Yeah, which is weird because Weapons was highly regarded. It was another kind of a sleeper hit. I haven't seen it yet. My son wanted me to go.
He wants to go so bad. He wants to go to it again.
He's like, yeah, Dad would love this movie. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but he said it was really, really good. And this is the thing. You have to give people a reason to go to the theaters now, and they'll go for the right product.
Even something that they get well, not for free, but included with the streaming they already pay for at home. They'll still go to the theater. If there was one close by me, I would have gone.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of, back in the day with, arcades, right? So you could play Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat at home, but wasn't the same as going and everybody gathering around the machines and taking turns beating the shit out of each other and playing for quarters and all that. Mm-hmm. Hustling kids for quarters. Not that I did that, but, I might have done
that. You totally did it.
Time. And then I moved to California, and I just got my ass handed to me by this kid. His parents worked in the mall, and I swear to God, he lived in the arcade, and he was like 10 years old. And I couldn't even touch. I wanted to practice on Street Fighter Alpha.
That's a humbling experience.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to, because I thought, I was okay by Pennsylvania standards, but I went to California, and I realized I sucked. I sucked so bad. And got my ass kicked by a 10-year-old repeatedly. But yeah, it was kind of like that. Like, yeah, you could play at home. People practice at home, and then they go to the arcade and, try to hot dog or whatever. But, it's wild to see. It's good to see. And we have another video coming later talking about just how these old franchises, there's so much apathy at this point that it's good to see people getting excited about new things.
I'm excited about how excited people are. Now, I'm already excited in general because this is going to mean that, K-pop music and K-drama are going to, reach an even wider audience than before, which means I'll probably get, since there's demand, I'll get way more access to shows because I am a huge K-drama fan. Anybody who watches this channel knows that I adore K-dramas. That's what I watch.
But you did it before it was cool. So you're like,
I did.
The K-pop hipster.
I know, right?
Before it was
but
cool.
I'm so excited that there's going to be a lot more people that are getting into it. I'm not I'm not elitist about it. I am very, very excited because it just means more for me. And then you can share more people to share with and to talk to about it. And our daughter's huge, been K-pop fan for at least 10 years. I mean, she's been doing it for a long time. So I'm very excited that we might have more access here stateside to this stuff because of the demand. It's just it's very cool to see these videos. There's a bunch, if you go to TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and stuff, there's a lot of people sharing the videos from the sing-along. And you could just feel it. The seats are all full. Like I said, there's people of all different races, all different, ages, different genders, and kids, adults, older people, and they're all having fun. And that's what it used to be. And that's why I'm so happy to see it. So happy to see it because we don't see it.
No, we don't. And that's, we're seeing that more and more, but not with the franchises you would expect, right? You're seeing it with Minecraft. You're seeing it with, K-pop Demon Hunters. I think there will be other Five Nights at Freddy's. I know a lot of people went in costume to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be big this time too.
And that was another one where it was available on Peacock, but people wanted to go to the theater. They wanted to have that shared experience. So we still get that. I guess we still get the Star Wars Marvel feeling, but we're getting it from other franchises. And I think Star Wars, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. We have another video coming talking about it, that their time has passed. To have this kind of event, to have people be genuinely excited to watch it on a big screen, that it's over. It's done.
Yeah, it's K-pop. It's a Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters movie is destroying the box office. It's only in there 2 days, and it's hit that, and it was limited. It was very limited. It was 1,700 theaters, something like that, and it did that much. if it had the same wide distribution and all that now as like one of these other movies, it probably would have done far better. But I don't think the flip side of that is I don't think it would have done as well had it not been on streaming first. Does that make sense? Like if I had it released theatrically first, I don't think it would have hit the same height and popularity as it is now.
That was the same with Star Wars. The reason it was such an event for people to go see Star Wars from the 20th anniversary special editions was because for a lot of people, the only place they'd seen Star Wars was on VHS, was on Disney Channel USA when they used to do the trilogy marathon. And then they also
even
had
made
new
that
content.
part of the trailer, remember?
Yeah, an entire generation watched it on TV, and now you can watch it on the big screen.
And then, like, it was like little TVs, and then it was like, because they would back then they would, obviously crop it and edit it for TV.
Yeah,
unless you got the letterbox
pan
version.
and scan. Yeah,
and then they had that, and then it would blow up into the big screen, and it was like you could see it, and it was so. I remember I would go to movies just to watch a trailer for it because I was so excited about it. I was so excited, I was going to pee myself, and like I said, I was like at the front of the line every time. And there wasn't that many girls, and I was surrounded by dudes, and not one of those dudes tried to quiz me or act like I didn't belong there. I want to point that out too.
Yeah.
When the other girls came later, but none of these guys, they were excited the girls were in line.
Yeah,
they're like, hot damn,
time.
There's girls.
I would have been excited. I didn't know you then, but I would have been like, oh, hot damn, there's a girl. She's hot. She likes Star Wars. Yeah. You actually you had a reputation. You had a reputation for being the Star Wars connection in this part of the state because everybody would be like, call
it was
toys.
a college. Yeah, I was the Star Wars figure.
She had a lot of nerdy guys in and out of her dorm room.
I did.
A lot before me. She had a lot of guys in and out of her dorm room.
It probably wasn't the smartest thing to do in retrospect. Anyway, so there it is. I'm just really excited because it did really well, which I figured it would. Now they have a number 1 box office release. Like, granted, of course, it's only like 18 to 20 million. It's not like a big deal. That being said, it is a big deal in the fact that it brought back the whole fandom, excitement. And I think if it had a wider release or like a longer time frame of release, it would have done more. I think it still had, but I think the limitedness of it and the sing-along, presentation of it is why it did so well. But I think it's the whole connection, the in person with others, connect with other fans is why it kicked ass.
Yeah, I'm looking down the list here, and there's a bunch of other movies. It's like it's already beaten them, and they're like first run movies. It's just insane. And we're going to talk more about the box office, I think, in another video, and just talk about how they have to lower their expectations for a lot of things. But we can talk real quick about
this
so this is it EJ? Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
And this was in the Korea Herald, and she was basically, they're like, she was a failed K-pop singer.
She was in training for 10 years, because if you're not familiar with it, a lot of these companies, they pick and train kids, and then they train them for years, and they try to debut them. So she was 10 years of training, and she didn't get a debut, which happens often. So she kind of got,
10 years.
Yeah.
She never got a call, which is crazy. So then, instead of turning her back on music, she wound up writing songs, and then she's looking
twice other groups. Yeah.
Yeah. Now she's in her 30s. So now she's looking at possibly getting a Grammy, and this is like one of the most successful K-pop anything.
Well, she's been writing songs for K-pop groups, but she wasn't like performing. And now she got to sing. She did Rumi's voice too. She helped write some of the songs, and she sang. And and now it's like the songs at top of Billboard, globally and everything else. Not bad for somebody who trained for 10 years and then didn't get put as a soloist or in a group. Now she's writing their songs and kicking ass.
She said she wants a Grammy. She said it would be a personal milestone. It would be a message to every Asian American girl who's ever felt imposter syndrome in this industry. So that's wild to hear, because there are a lot of people, and I think Sia kind of the same thing happened with her, where they were kind of like, you're not right to be a pop star, wound up writing songs for other people, and then years later wound up singing the songs yourself. But this happens in a lot of industries where we talk about this, like if you wait for a turn, if you wait for somebody to come tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your turn now, it's your turn. That's what a lot of millennials and Gen Z think that's how it works.
No,
that's not how it works. It's
you gotta
it's
get
you're
in there.
you're gonna have to get in there. You might have to take a different route than what is the normal route. But if you want something, you're gonna have to make a way for yourself.
Something else that was very interesting about this was they have her and they have a couple other the voice actors, singing voice or speaking voice people that they've talked to, and all of them are very grateful and very excited, and they're very they're very thankful, and they want to talk to people and stuff. They're not like some of the other actors that are very up their own ass and think it's their personal platform to make it political and to crap on others and to like call the fans names and things like that.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. They don't do that. I thought that was very interesting because every time you see them, like they're very excited and they're out there wanting to share their culture, share what their work and everything else. And they even saw like another guy who was one singing voice. He was talking about other K-pop idols doing their own versions of it and talking about how exciting it was to him that they were doing it too and how great they were, and not like finding fault, but like just embracing it. And that's something else I think that's key here is that the people behind it did not crap on people and have not crapped on people. And they're so excited and they're genuinely are just joyful about it. And I think that has a lot to do with it too, because they're not on social media being like, well, now's my time to like tell you all my political opinions all the time and say, I hate half of you either way, no matter what side you're on. A lot of them aren't even American, but you know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. They're like embracing it and they're just spreading joy and not, seeding discord. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing is over. Like that whole era, I think, is over. I think people they want to go watch a movie. They want to enjoy the movie. They don't want to get wrapped up in the politics. They don't want to go watch, because I gotta be honest. Like what took me out of, and I liked Fantastic Four because I love the comics and I liked it overall. But like every time Pedro Pascal popped on screen, I'm like, oh god, there's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's Pedro Pascal's latest
it does
controversy and blah 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 blah. Yeah, and people are over it. So there we go. That's pretty exciting stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm excited, obviously. I mean, a lot of people are like, I didn't like it, and that's fine. You don't have to like it. It's cool. It might not be for you. I understand that. It's very much for me and a lot of other people, and I'm just excited to see something that what I would wish for younger fans to get the experience of seeing, like this Minecraft, things that they feel connected to, so they get that fandom experience. And this one attracted people from all different ages and genders and sexual orientations and all that stuff, and it was really great because you keep seeing people with pictures outside the theater, and they're all different kinds of people, and they're all united into having fun and enjoying it, and they're just like having a blast. And that's what fandom is. No one said you can't come in if you're a boy. No one said you can't come in if you're a girl. No one said you can't come in if you're under this age, if you're over this age, whatever. It's just everybody united and enjoying it together. And that's what fandom was. That's what Star Wars was. And y'all, Disney fucked it up.
Yeah, Disney divided a lot of fans.
And they're getting conquered. That's why you're in the shithole where you belong.
Yeah. So anyway, let's wrap this one up.
Yes.
Yeah. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
And bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.